Good evening, guys. I hope you're all good and having a good week so far. Things here are good. Getting used to this lockdown life, but yeah, it's all good. Um, so today, just wanted to talk about a couple of scriptures, a couple of verses from James. James chapter 1, verses 2 to 4. My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into various trials, knowing that the testing of your faith produces patience. But let patience have its perfect work, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking nothing. So it's a bit of a strange statement, first of all. Verse 2 says, consider it great joy. So the Bible clearly shows us that by being believers, we're going to have trials in our life. As individuals, we'll face trials, whether in the workplace or with our friends, as well as the church, from its very conception, has faced trials and persecution. So not only should we expect it, but James says we should count it all joy when we suffer these trials. But why? In verse 3 it says, knowing that the testing of your faith produces patience. So because you know that the testing of your faith produces patience, so difficult times are there to help us. Here James says trials are the same as testing our faith. So in other versions, it'll say endurance or steadfastness. So, for an example, if I was to start running tomorrow, it's gonna hurt and there's gonna be pain, and but over time, I'll be able to run for longer. And the suffering as a new runner has eventually built endurance or patience. And now, so trials give us something that we wouldn't have been able to get without them. Verse 4 reads, but let patience have its perfect work, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking nothing. So it leads to completeness and maturity as a believer. So, for example, if I was to get up in the morning, working out, and I was to embrace it, um, as it does us good, then we shouldn't want trials, but when they come, we should embrace them. In the same way, we will not be full believers without trials. So trials, let us consider it joy, because trials lead to patience, which leads to maturity or completeness. Now the thing is, when we're facing trials, the devil will want us to be discouraged by trials and tell us, look, what's believing getting you? You're in this trial, and so on. So the devil will be there trying to discourage us. But God has allowed these trials to happen to strengthen us and to complete us. And we need to trust Him and rejoice in Him and rejoice in these trials, knowing that they're making us better, stronger, mature believers in Christ. Anyway, I hope this encourages you. You're all in my prayers and thoughts. And until next time, I hope you all have a good evening.